messy, that means only one thing. I already did my training. I didn't live stream it, but I have some good news, which I'm gonna tell you. Before people come in. But yeah, it was a good training, inspiring day, good challenge, and talk to the coach, and finally have a fun. So yeah, from now on, it's not gonna be only me. There's gonna be some days that I do just follow the like follow my plan, follow Coach An's recommendations, because he's gonna give me certain tasks and certain exercises from his side, but we're also gonna do um, maybe once a week we do personal training. And the good thing is I'm gonna be able to live stream. Like he says, there's no problem to live stream groups and the sparring sessions. So every Saturday I'm gonna join the sparring group session upstairs, and I'm gonna be able to put on camera, and you're not gonna be it's not gonna be only me. You're gonna be able to see other people training as well, and do sparring sessions. And I think the most interesting this will be when he's going to do personal days with me, when he trains me personally. As I said, very smart guy. Well, his favorite all-time boxer is Vasily Lomachenko. Second one is Terence Crawford. So that can tell you about the guy. He likes beautiful boxing. It's like a chess game for him. He understands. We align pretty much everything he said, and everything he said I was lacking was completely true, and he just basically pointed out things that I thought the way I felt. For example, stamina. You gotta be you have to condition yourself to the point that you're 100% uh, sure and confident in yourself, in your endurance, and then strategy, because he said you have a good technique, like a single punch, a single catch. Well, there was even one guy I outboxed basically, despite being tired, and so a lot of work that I did was not for waste for sure. It did something good. But now, as I was saying before, I was telling you right now that it's like stages of preparation. You pass this one stage, but then now if you get to the point that you need to build up your combine your endurance and physicality with strategy and learn how to read the person on the ring, but also have like a ready combos that is just automatic. Like you know that if someone comes in with like a certain common movement or elements, you just counter or you go in or you respond certain way. So there are certain combos also that's to prepare. So we align with pretty much everything, and I'm very happy that he's super observative and he's going to be able to teach me more. So yeah, that's the good news. Starting from the next week, my life is brilliant. My life is pure. Okay, happy to have you here. Find you so beautiful, ginger lady. Appreciate it. That's me after training. No, it's ginger. It's pretty much ginger. But yeah, anyways, guys, as I was saying, I'm having an actual fun starting from the next week. Saturdays, and I have a permission to live stream that, so I'm gonna be able to show you sparring this. All were guys, but I mean, they worked very well with me, and I highly appreciated it. It's very technical, very good. So I'm very excited to show you the sparring process every Saturday. And there's gonna be once a week a personal training with Anne. Like we'll see how it's scheduled, but like I'm just gonna take one training at a time, as much as I can. And he said like even like I'm just gonna ask him some stuff. So even if we don't meet next week, I'm gonna know what to do. But because he's a very good coach and we're aligned with a lot of stuff, we have kind of similar philosophy towards boxing. I think it's gonna be very very interesting work to see how he's coaching me live. And well, I have that permission from him as well. Obviously, in the following videos, I'm gonna actually start adding up a link for the gym and for his Instagram ID, so you're gonna be able to look him up. My face routine. I was literally just sparring, like I was getting hit, punched in the face. That's my routine. But I guess It just I was super red like 5 minutes ago, and I guess that's what it does. It creates the blood flow in your face. I'm in Vietnam, Nha Trang, guys. Well, I'll be goddamn. How the hell are you? I'm fine. I'm very well, as I said, having an actual fun for for the for the next starting from the next week and a new level, like a second stage, following stage from the preparation. Good thing that I'm gonna be able to live stream those. I'm super excited about that. I have permission from on regarding that as well. And I think yeah, that is pretty much all good. You celebrate Christmas? Yeah, of course. I'm from Georgia originally. Georgia, good country. How is your day, athletic girl? It's a good day. It's a good day. Everything's well. Appreciate you. Thanks for asking. Hope you are doing well as well. And happy Thanksgiving to American folks. Okay, we actually can move a little bit. 1 second. We just take it here. So we can move, and I can do a little bit of stretching possibly. Just 1 second. Let me see if I can make this thing smaller. Yeah, it seems like, yeah. Okay, that's nice. So what do we have here? How's Vietnam, man? It's wonderful, brilliant, all good, good people, great gym community, goodness. Not gonna complain. Today's morning walk was amazing. It was spectacular. It was so beautiful. Love your hair. It's literally just messy, sweaty hair after the sparring session. So I had the sparring session today, and finally talked to the coach on. And the great thing is, from the next week, this week, I'm gonna be able to live stream it. I just asked his permission if it's okay. I don't want any more problem. He said, like in the 6 years, they hate two people who are kind of like, oh, don't record it because their staff members also come up and they create stories, they record stuff every now and then. But now it's like he said, in 6 years old, two producers. And he's like, yeah, no problem. So yeah, next Saturday is gonna be a live stream where me and others gonna kind of spar, so you can see us in motion. And those are technical, very good structured sparring with tasks and very very reasonable pacing. Also some live streams with the coach on together with him. So he's gonna do like one-on-one training with me. We align basically whatever he said, both pros and cons. It was basically what I had in my heart and my mind. I was like, yeah, you're absolutely fair, and that's why I like you. Because I want. That's why I want you to work with me. Because it's necessary. It's inevitable. You need other coach to help you. If you're planning to be a competitive athlete, even if you're coach at heart or you're coaching others, you need another coach to give some expertise to you. And I think I couldn't find anyone better than Han at this point. So you're gonna get introduced to him, and I'll put some his contact details and all that kind of stuff in the live stream descriptions further down the line. What's up? All good? Already had training. Let me just move it a little bit so I don't bother people. There's a group training, and they're just. I think they're gonna train some kicks. Hey, what's up? Can you fight? Yes, I can, but again, from the next week, gonna be able to show you a little bit of sparrings too. since I got the permission, so it shouldn't be a problem. You do Muay Thai? Not really. I do classic boxing. I love your smile. Appreciate it. I'm talking to you. Keep ask me whatever you want. Be reasonable, and I'll answer your questions. I did decide to live stream. I usually live stream my trainings, but again, I went right on time to the class, to the sparring day, and I didn't want to just run around. It's like, oh, can I do the camera? Because this is important to me, but training wise, this is not the most important thing, right? The most important thing is to actually have a good training, good quality. But then I talked after the phone, and they said no problem. What's your inspiration in boxing? I would take Terence Crawford, like out of the current ones. Yeah, like I love Usyk, Alexander Usyk, I like Gervonta Davis. Lightweights, welterweights are quite a strong category in this in modern boxing. But specifically Terence Crawford because of his mentality and attitude. He's not arrogant. He just knows. The guy has such a high IQ, such an intelligence, and he's also tough. Like I don't know if you knew about Crawford, but he got shot in his head, and he drove himself to the hospital with the bullet in his head. That's crazy. And later he became one of the best boxers. You know the rest, right? A lot of people learned about him after the fight with Canelo. Hi from England. Hi to you. Good to have you here. How was the sparring? It was good. My husband asking me. It was good, and well, the good news. Aunt gave me permission to put the camera, doing fast sparring, doing the training we did together. So basically, I can show everything. He's gonna kind of give me the guidance. He's gonna work with me too, but he's also gonna give me a guidance that I do more for endurance. There are a lot of things that we know what already to do with endurance, but there's a little bit another thing when another coach tells you and they kind of keep you accountable. It's a little bit like, yeah, we're gonna make it work. So you gotta now do the things you say, right? So it's not like, oh, at my own pace. So it's kind of like stepping up a little bit on another level when you're like, okay, it's not about endurance, combining physicality and basically, yeah, endurance and power and strength and whatever you trained in, and skill and the technique with timing and strategy, like, and putting both together and actually being able to put a fight. Will you switch to MMA? I don't think so. At least not at this point in my life. How many full jabs you can do in a minute? Depends on the pace. I think if I hold a reasonable pace, I can just go for it. Like, I don't know. Like I gotta do it and count it. But as I said, I'm already exhausted after training. Describe India. Yeah, we've been in India. Interesting country. Very spiritual. Who has ever hit you the hardest? I was actually a guy, but that was a little bit of an accident. It was not even to my head. It was a liver shot, and I couldn't get up for 5 minutes. Like I was just curled up for 5 minutes. That was the toughest one. After winning the match, what would be your victory dance? I don't know. I like dancing. I could do some freestyle, but also could do some Georgian dancing, like Georgian dance. I don't know. Maybe be male and female fighter. My husband Chris says, like, subscribe and donations are all highly appreciated. Yeah, super chat donations very helpful to grow the channel. Hey, always talking. That's my job. I mean, it's not my fault that it ended up that way. But at least if some people feel better about themselves and actually get motivated to be better in their life and get control in their life, I don't mind talking. Liver shots is hands down the worst. Yes, they are. Like you don't really feel that much in your head. In the boxing gloves, because it's the pressure, and with the helmet especially, liver shots are painful. Come back to right on that type down. Not really. Maybe more should check with my dad. He's been professional. I'm not a professional dancer, but I love boxing. Hello, ma'am. What is the best speech advice you could give to this generation? Okay, let me think. There are a lot of things to say, but I think words like responsibility, resilience, accountability, respect, those four words, whatever you are, whatever is the community or environment, don't forget about those words. Build everything around those words. What's your age, by the way? I'm 25 years old. I'm not, I'm technically Gen Z myself. Do you fight full combat in sparring sessions or touching sessions with just a tap? I mean, we did you did some shoulder tapping with no gloves. That is more like a technical stuff, and that is tapping. In the like today's sparring, we're not super heavy, and guys did an amazing job. Like they did it really. They were reasonable. They were hitting me. They were like throwing the punches, but not like trying to hard me. There was even one guy who was going quite hard, not hard in the obviously not as hard as he would do in the fight, but he was pressing me. And with him, he was almost my height. Actually, with him, I was faster, and I was like outbox him. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just my style kind of countered his. And he was, and what I liked, he was impressed. He was like, "You're super fast. It's a great job. I mean, if you haven't sparred like London, that's super cool." So the environment was super good, super healthy. No ego, nothing. Super friendly, and I mean, I'm always super thankful, super grateful, and respectful to whoever I train with. But again, especially men, I don't want them to feel that just because I'm a girl, I'm gonna be cocky or like I'm also not hitting that hard. I'm just like I go harder on the core because I want to learn how to do like good liver shots. But for them, it's not really that hard. Especially, some of the boys are younger and there's some like grown men. So it's like a mixed class. It was a very good sparring session. Objective. As the coach myself, I can tell you it was very well structured, and it was Coach Ant's class. Coach Ant is very technical, very smart. I think I found a good coach to help me on my journey. Hey, yep, responsibility. Have you ever gone to Russia? I actually been to the first. I know I've been to Dagestan, Makhachkala actually. So we went through Grozno, Chechnya. That was scary. We didn't leave the bus. We were just like, passing. Dagestan was actually quite. Makhachkala was quite friendly. It was a competition. We had a volunteer, Dagestani boy with us, but he wanted to be with Team Georgia because his grandma used to be she was from Georgia. But those periods, that was where there was some still kidnapping from the mountain regions. So a lot of Dagestani would go and kidnap some Georgian women. So yeah, it's interesting. I did, it was like I was 17, so it's like 8 years ago now. Yeah, 8 years ago. And another one was Belgorod. That's right on the border with Kharkiv. I have some relatives there. How was your teenage? Were you the smart, same smart, confident, responsible, or did you become transform yourself over time? That's a good question. I think I transformed a lot, but I think since I was 12, 15 years old, a lot of things I learned there. A lot of things I learned there. But then over time, I made some mistakes. I still nothing huge, and what I learned very early when I make one mistake one time, well, I gotta learn from it, and usually like try not to make the same mistake. If you make another mistake, that's not a problem because that's the first time and you gotta learn from it too. But I definitely grown up and evolved and matured. It's natural. But I think I was a little bit more mature compared to my age from the very start as well. 25 and married, it's not that you're not playing around while most others your age are. Well, it's kind of considered to be a cool thing, but in reality, it's messing up with biochemistry, your ability to bond with people and oxytocin, and it's even worse in women. So that's the problem, you know. And it's still bad in men too, you know, when men think that oh, for men, people who go down their path, they sign up for um, basically giving up on the ability to commit and actually build up something of the substance. So it's important. It's at the right time. For women, it's a little bit earlier time. For men, it's maybe a little later. But at the right time, you need to realize that family and good community is what matters, really, right? So focusing on those things, creating the healthiest environment possible. You know, why would you want to leave or go work in a shitty job or live alone and so called independent? And nothing wrong with that. I think it's good to be able to leave yourself and become independent. But then there is like you need to be very serious about that and have that in mind that okay, there is a certain point in my life that I need someone and that I need to create my life with that someone and then I have children and that those children see the relationship that I'm having and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, just saying that no point of going around. No training today. I already did training and I'm exhausted. What made you come? I'll try to keep my answer shorter, okay? What made you come into the fighting field and what made you to share your view to the world, but it's healthy? I can say that. I'm oldest child in my family and only daughters. So I was a little bit masculine. I was a boyish actually. I never was a tomboy. I didn't even know what was that, but I wanted to be strong. I don't know, very early in my life, and I was a very soft kid. I was actually very soft-hearted, and at a certain point, I realized that it's just not, it doesn't work that way. So I wanted to be strong, and this is how it started. And then my life went through the path of the martial arts and the sports. Who's your favorite UFC fighter apart from Georgian fighters? Merab and Ilya and Alexander Tokorias, like I mean those three. Alex Pereira is like an all-time favorite, current all-time favorite. GSP and Dimitri Johnson like all-time goats for me. Um, and yeah, there are many fighters that I talk about it quite often. So I just try to keep the answer short. Do you think Georgia also would be known to their unique fighting style like Tajikistan? Do you find a future in the fighting style for Georgians? Oh yeah, absolutely. There is already Georgian MMA, thanks to those guys that I mentioned already, and others are gonna come up more, which is great. But Georgia is already known for its wrestling and judo. That's 100%. Voting for Islam versus Ilya fighting in any weight class. Uh, Welterweight, Islam has more advantage. In lightweight, Ilya have it all like as it's easy. But like catchweight 50-50, Ilya might fight him in welterweight. But that fight is not happening in the near future. Especially Ilya's being off the radars now. He has some legal uh, thing and family matters. So he decided to in the first quarter or the next year, up until March, he's going to be focusing on his family matters. So now we have some movement in the lightweights. Haman Sarukian got literally punished by UFC. But I mean, they probably before that comes. I don't know. I don't know how often like whoever wins. If Justin Gagey wins, I think him and Sarukian fight might happen faster because Gagey, um, he's a warrior. Like he might not unless he retires. Unless he retires, maybe the possibility of. But yeah, Gagey might wait for Ilya as well, for it to unify. So it's a little bit complex situation in lightweight. But like Pinglet, like Gagey versus Pinglet, the fair thing would be Gagey versus or Oliveira versus. Well, I mean Oliveira and Sorokian already fought, and Oliveira lost to Ilya. So Gagey and Sorokian would make sense more than Pimlet. They're just trying to make a star boy, and well, Pimlet can be super annoying at times. I don't know. He's strong at BJJ though, super strong. We shall see how he goes against the Gagey. High chances for Pimlet to submit Gagey, but just because Gagey is quite a reckless, aggressive fighting style. But we shall see. What do you think about should have Sarakian got the title shot or he's well deserved punch? Or what's your opinion? Yeah, give one liner, everybody get a chance for answer. Yeah, that's my. Sorry, guys, I'm ranting quite a lot sometimes. Do you agree that the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle? If you train your cardio, yes, because it's not necessarily related to sweating. But yeah, if you train your stamina, you're gonna bleed less. What do you think about internet support today? Initially, we were just hesitant to come in front of media. How proud are you now? I didn't really understand the questions. What do you think about internet support today? Internet support, like you supporting me or something? I didn't really understand the question. Please clarify if you can. You like Islam fighting style? Well, I would like him for MMA just for entertaining sake, maybe to kind of rely a little bit more on striking. But that's the thing. Islam striking is actually quite good. Defensive, counter striking, counter punching, leg kicks, jabbing off. He has it. Like I wish to see more of the Islam's striking, especially like GDM situation. He was winning just in the stance. So he would just go entire fight like that, and he would win. So disrespecting the Dagestanis. I don't know. I didn't disrespect anyone. What's up? Don't forget to train the left high kick. Well, I don't really need it for boxing, but I'll keep it up. How do you start boxing? Go to the boxing gym. That's the best thing. What would you do in your free time being a girl, like girly stuff outside your practice in real life? Would you see this coming into this field that other women have? What's the your speciality? Like I don't think there is anything. The only more softer side that I have is maybe reading, chilling, but that is I think everyone does that. Drawing, singing, like art and music is something that I like. If you're asking me about makeup and dressing up and brands, not really. I mean, I like to have style, but it's usually very plain. It's just like, I mean, when you have a fit body, you put the right clothes. I mean, here it's not a stage yet. You wear as less clothes as possible because it's super hot, but you know what I mean. Like, there is nothing specific girly stuff that I would say. Hasbulla versus Ilya. Do you even see yourself fighting in UFC? Not really. I see more of the maybe some interviewing work and actually doing some um, like interviewing fighters and retired fighters and pioneers and that kind of thing, having the cool podcast name and on the sponsored by UFC or something like that for promotional purposes. I don't know. No, growing my channel. Maybe one day there might be a thing. Pakistan and Russian wrestlers are killing the sport, lay and pray for the decision, just hold in control position. It's effective but very boring. But that's why I'm saying that UFC needs to make some changes in the rules. And I'm not saying you cannot just deduct the points for wrestling. That's not how it works. But referees need to get trained for identifying so-called activity stoppage when they like it will turn into a hagi rather than really going for aggressive wrestling or BJJ and submission or anything. When those attempts stop, the control time is a little bit like just break them off, put them back in the stance. We need to do something with all that energy. Um, I'm actually tired. If you see my eyes, you need to learn, guys. People who watch me for longer, they probably know this. When I'm not tired, my eyes are wider. When I'm tired, like I'm barely opening my eyes. But this is, I look at it as my job as well. Like my channel is growing, getting monetized. It's a part of the big fun here. So, um, tired or not, you gotta keep it up. What I said was you have a community and daily viewers who support you online. What made you come online is the best decision. I wouldn't do that without my husband's push. He's the first number one supporter and someone who has a very long-term vision. And he acknowledges my talents and my potential. And yeah, that's one thing he encouraged me to do, and both live streaming as well. And here I am. And regarding my community, I think the community grows um, amazing and like full of the wonderful people. Like I enjoy people here because most of us are just respectful to each other and actually asking solid questions. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we tease, troll a little bit, but no major disrespect. I'm from Georgia, same country as Mirab Balishvili and Yulia Tapuria. Gamar Joba. You should learn judo as well. Just for fun. Do you like WWE wrestling? No. I mean, no disrespect. I just never had an interest, but I watched Netflix documentary not very long ago, and okay, I like after that I was like, wow, okay, that's a difficult industry. Maybe harder, at some point even harder than being a mixed martial artist. So a lot of stuff going on there, and it's a hard work. Uh, have anyone told you how pretty you are? Yes, people tell me that, but people tell that to many other people too. Like that's I really appreciate all the compliments and all the nice words as well, but I really don't focus too much on it. You know what I mean? As your diet does weight play a part in boxing advantage of this? Of course. For example, 10 years ago, like 10 years ago, when I was in the amateur boxing, I couldn't cut the weight. I was vegetarian. Like, can you believe that? But yeah, I was 17. I was young, and I had to spar and fight on 57 kg because I couldn't cut weight lower. I didn't know how to. Now I'm aiming all the way to 48, which is almost 10 kilos lower. And even with my natural weight, I went through the massive bodybuilding competition. I'm carrying out 54, 53 kgs at this point. So it's just like a 5-6 kilograms of weight. And that is already attainable. I'm now growing my strengths and, you know, keep training. So I'm not cutting aggressively at this point. But yeah, it gives you massive advantage. Yeah, I keep showing up. I try to keep it short, and I'm always almost on the top. Who's your favorite fighter, and what are your thoughts on women's MMA? Um, okay, I'll just take all time. I like GSP really. Demetrius Johnson, Alex Pereira, obviously Mirab, and Tapuria brothers. And I mean, they're lost. Well, a lot of others too. I always forget to say that, but I actually do like Diaz brothers. They're cool and tough. Surprise, motherfucker. Anyways, yeah, keep scrolling. You should smile more often. It makes you look more beautiful. Everyone looks more beautiful when they smile, I think, especially when they wore braces like I did and finally have a straight teeth. But and yeah, I don't know. I smile a lot. I think Becky Lynch. Yes, I've been told that, and I don't know, guys. She's like a Latina. I think she's like a Latino. When I'm a Caucasian, Slavic Caucasian, which should be chosen in Wing Chun and martial arts. Wing Chun is one of the martial arts. So one of those, I mean, no disrespect. Martial arts is not only about fighting, but when you do like katas and when you do kung fu and even karate, but just the kata side, that doesn't guarantee, unless you do contact, like hardcore, heavy contact, sport, contact martial art, there's no point it's going to work as a fighting tool. Hello. What are your thoughts on Roy Jones Jr.? One of my top favorite boxers. Like Roy Jones Jr. Like kind of had it all. Yeah, that's like phenomenal boxer. The reach, the power. I think he controlled all the distances. Like I could work in all the distances. Crazy footwork. Could be called like a maybe a perfect boxer. But then also I like his I always say Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins. These two they had two fights. One was and it was years apart. One was in their prime, and one was way past the prime. And Hopkins won the second one. Roy Jones Jr. won the first one. Tapur called yesterday to announce the retirement. He's officially retired. Easy Money is the new champion. He didn't retire. He said that he's not going to fight in the first quarter of 2026 because he's focusing on family matters, which is custody battle, I think, and trying to settle down on something with his ex partner or whatever. I do believe that he's going to be back. In the meantime, we have, I mean, it's not that long, it's just a few months, but it's not that long with the rota period. Hopefully, in the meantime, we're gonna see Alexander Topurias in action, his brother. Do you know karate? I used to do karate before boxing. Go did you karate? Sorry, curious question: is your hair color is natural? No, it's not. I don't know if you can see, but it's very close. It's just more like a light brown or like a light ash color. Alex Pereira is the best. Poeta and his story is also like I always like. I like fighters with and boxers and fighters with great stories. Are you Irish? No, I'm Georgian from Sakartvelo. Where you from? Georgia, as I said. Since when you started watching MMA? Well, it's been a little bit on and off, but I think yeah, I started watching it like 10 years ago. So I was one of those that I was from the generation when I got introduced to MMA. I was 15. That was Ronda Rousey and the Conor McGregor period. It's like when they were reigning. Has anyone inspired by you have come to this fighting field? Has anyone said to me? Well, some people say that they try some of my combos and tips that I explain and suggest, or I just kind of talk from my own personal experience, and then they come back and they say, "Oh, I had the competition or sparring fight, and like it actually worked. It was a good one." So I think yeah, maybe a little bit. Try to do something like an Ina drama. Huh. Try blonde comb. appreciate it, but that's the key thing. I actually like Nina Drama. I think she's very cute and she doesn't seem bad at all. It's like even adorable, in her own way. But the whole thing that they're doing, that like he has the alter partner, it's like he's that poor guy is a cameraman and the thing, that's not, we're not like, yeah, that's not the dynamic I'm aiming for. It might, whatever, what I want to do might take way longer time, but I don't want it. So, but I appreciate for suggestion. You sparring, yes, I actually had sparring just before I live streamed this one. But good thing is, I'm gonna be able to live stream from now on. I'm gonna be able to live stream the sparring. So every Saturday, I'm gonna live stream the sparring days. I have full permission from the coach. He said, yeah, like no one's gonna have a problem, and he doesn't have a problem. I'm Georgian, same country as Mirab. When supporting a fighter, what should you consider mainly his nationality, mannerism, fighting style, or it's about the personality liking? To support a fighter, well, let me identify the question, break it down in my head a little bit. Uh, when it comes to fighting, not training, and like obviously personality matters. You need to, as a coach, you need to approach different personalities differently. But in the training, like the elite training, there's kind of unwritten rule that okay, you just put your shit away a little bit. Yeah, as a coach, I'm gonna try to understand you and listen to you if you need, and like whatever. If you have an anger issues or opposite, if you're too shy, obviously as a coach, I'm gonna try to modify, and do like approach individually. But at the same time, you kind of have to put your shit away and come and listen to me because I'm the one who wants to help you, right? But then it's more about the body height and proportions and the weight class. So we identify that. Then we see the muscle density. Is that person like they're lacking muscle mass or the needle or they're quite bulked up? So after identifying all of those, then it's about determining the style and kind of focusing on the primary advantages, and then obviously learning everything else as well. Because you want to modern fighters should be as well equipped as possible. Okay, did Georgia fight any military war ever? Inner wars. I mean, inner battles against Roman Empire and Muslims for a lot of centuries. Mongols walked through us. Ottomans, Turks, Persians, um, Russia, obviously, and then like the most recent wars were World War II, World War I didn't really affect Georgia directly, so that it was never an action in Georgia specifically. But then, yeah, the Appalachian War, 1992-1993. By the way, Leah Topuria's brother's mother was a refugee from the war. Her first husband and her brother died in that war, so they escaped. She remarried after, and all that kind of stuff. And the yeah, 2008 war when that's basically it's a proxy Russian war, just planted the separatism and yeah, Georgia essentially at this point lost its lands. What's the purpose of you doing boxing? It's like a chess game. I'm just excited about it. It keeps me fit. It keeps me motivated. It keeps this channel, kind of. I'm excited myself where I'm going to end up, and some people who watch me are also kind of curious about okay where she's going to be. So there are many reasons. Create drama, at least fight in celebrity boxing. Oh yeah, create drama. Um, I'll yeah, I don't need drama. Like I really don't. When it comes to fighting, that's another thing. I think how I see it, if I keep the if I open a pro record, not if when, I'm probably gonna be in Southeast Asia, I have few fights. Within a few years, I have like a good record, and I aim for unbeaten records. That's why I'm showing the journey of training because, and I like the coach on Saturday too because you need to be 100% confident in all of your aspects. When you go on the ring, you are going for the win, not like what if, right? So yeah, when I'm there, when I'm like super confident, I know that I'm winning. I do the record, I do the fights, well, my YouTube hopefully is grown by the time bigger. Well, all of a sudden is there is this YouTuber girl who is also having an undefeated boxing record in professionals. Well, let's see. Maybe it's actually could be something interesting. So, gotta be a little bit strategic. Even if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's fine. If it works, well, then we'll follow up on it. Bye bye, mobile switch off. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your advices. If I may ask when I'm planning to get married, I'm already married. Subscription done. Appreciate you. Do you associate or collab yourself with Mirab or Ilya? Well, that's the thing. We have a lot of common acquaintances because Georgia is so small, and that community is even smaller. But I don't know them personal, right? And I'm not that close to some people to kind of like ask them. Like, I rather build myself up. And obviously, I'm Georgian. If there's like going to be a point that our ways like we encounter each other and our path is crossed, then of course I think they will be happy to do that too because Georgians will support each other. But there is difference between kind of like, oh, I'm Georgian too. You kind of like, let's do something. And there is difference between, no, I'm doing my thing, and then our paths cross and we do something together. Did you know? Did you and Marab come from the same village? No, I'm coming from Tbilisi. I was born in Tbilisi, the capital. In past, you have took any military training? Yes, actually, did. It was volunteering. It was, but I ended up to have some very interesting military training. So, field training and some more like the informational and security stuff too. How respecting a coach matters. It is most underrated topic. Just interested. Oh, absolutely. Like coach, I mean, it depends on dynamic. Before, coach would be someone who is older than you, way older, and the dynamic would be like a father or older or uncle and son and like nephew dynamic. You know what I mean? Like it would be like almost like a fatherly figure. Now it's very common that they're coaches. They're like slightly older than around your age. Then it's like a friendship, right? But it's still as the like you need to trust your coach. Like your coach is a navigator. He does so much to make sure that you are focusing on the right things, provided the right things. So for you, when it comes to the working and training, when it comes to working and training together, listen to a coach. Like put your ego aside. But that's what I'm saying. When it's a fatherly figure, when someone way older than you, it's a little bit easier. When it's someone who is closer to your age, doesn't matter. It can be a best friend outside of the training, but in the training, you should trust them 100%. And obviously, coach has to deserve that, right? I'm talking about already well established and elite, good coaches. You got me big muscles. Not that big. I'm a rap sister. No. What do you think coach is doing 10-ish combos? Like really, this is what I'm gonna do in the ring. I've been that there was this one coach that I experienced. It would do like this and this. It might be cool. It's interesting. Like I think it was American style boxing was like let's work on coordination. But that's definitely not what you're doing directly on the ring. That's 100%. Like boxing is breaking down into a more uh, inconsistent pace. Good morning from USA. Hi. A happy Thanksgiving. The time here is 8:23. It's exactly 12-hour difference. Goldberg intensive training and carry five Oscars, climbing uphill for a mountain and coming down and many more. You think you can complete? I don't know, man. I gotta train that. No, I don't think I would do that on time. I might would do that in my own pace, but not on the set time. But I have to leave. Have a good day. Thank you. Tell your story. I'm 10 years ago. I started from karate. I moved to boxing. I started amateur boxing. Became a Georgian national champion. Did some one international competition, and outside of that, a lot of open ring fights. And then 10 years. It was after that I retired for personal reasons. I kept training a little bit on and off, but I never gave up on it completely. And this last year, I've been focusing more and more on it. And I actually been, I think I'm already better than I used to be, even at the going through the entire fighting camp, boxing camp, all the, I'm way better now than I was before because I also acquired knowledge when it comes to physical preparation, recovery, trauma prevention, uh, cardiovascular system, all that kind of stuff. So here I am now trying to set new challenges. I also I'm also an artist. I create art. It's been a while, but I'll try to do something and live stream that too. And I host karaoke because I like singing. I sing quite well, and I'm hosting karaoke here in the Red Buffalo Sports One. Hi, Papua New Guinea. Older, younger generation got you. Appreciate you. Hi, where are you from? I'm from Georgia. Same country as Mirab and Tapuya brothers. Are you UFC fighter? No, I'm not. I want to be your spouse. Don't think. Yeah, I already have a spouse. Some messages. Yeah, my husband is not here. I think he's working, so we don't have a moderators. When I spar my unnatural instincts is to back up. How do you overcome that? Well, you need to slow down. I need to do a little bit a task oriented sparring, meaning that sometimes you need to break off old habits. To break them off, you need to do something repetitive. But it's not enough to do it only on the heavy backward paths. Usually, uh, finding a timing, uh, breaking those natural instinct and substituting that natural instinct with actually something more efficient. That happens through the sparring. But this is a task oriented sparring. You do it smart, you can basically learn how to do all of that, all of it. It just obviously takes time and it takes patience. Do you want to fight back again? Boxing, yeah, no, absolutely. An said that I would need, in his estimate, 5 6 months for perfect endurance, super confident. But I think I'll try to do it even before. And sometimes you have first two fights, you have an easier. You know what I mean? You have against someone who you can just you win. I'm not saying complete bumps, but someone who is not like an elite boxer that that is going to be super hard challenge. So I think those kind of fights is going to be able to just do a couple of those just to get in the groove. But he's right. I think he's right about generally. I would say four, maybe four is possible. 4 5 6 months to get in an optimal, great shape. So I can challenge the harder fights too. I can challenge myself with the harder fights and evolve as a boxer. Like SpongeBob, it's creepy. Female Sylvester. You got okay. Don't make it. No matter how life takes. Okay. I don't remember the Rocky thing, but yeah, no. I love Stallone. Stallone's stories is actually quite impressive. The guy is tough. Does your husband fight too? No, He used to do base jumping, proximity wingsuit. He was doing one of the most deadly sports, but now he's focusing on strength and conditioning. He's coaching me on strengths as well, and yeah, basically he's like, and we're working to a lot of other stuff. We're networking with people. We're setting up certain stuff, and just building our lives. Did you really make your whole YouTube personality revolve around your hair color? Yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. That's a, it's the fair point. When I was making it, all I was sure about, I was doing sprinting. Okay, I from zero, and I never done sprinting much before. So I just started my channel from sprinting. It moved to boxing later on, and all I was sure in was my hair color. But here we are now. It's just kind of went natural, and the topics and the audience came natural towards certain topics. You ever watch Chrissy Martin boxing? Yes, I watched some of her. No, I haven't watched the fight. I watched highlights. Like a lot of boxers, I like watch through the highlights, and sometimes I try to pick their. It's hard to watch everything in the boxing, right? So you watch highlights, and then you pick a couple of good fights, like the prominent ones, and you watch them. But yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta watch an actual fight. I'm not from UK. I'm from Georgia, Sakartvelo. What's your thoughts on Elia Tapuria? Same as like Max Holloway did it very well. I think he just said wish him the best of luck because he actually been through custody fights for his son. Might be a little bit different situation, but I'm just saying like the family is the most important thing, and his kids are the most important. Now that his family is falling apart, his kids are the most important thing. And I think it's custody for his daughter or something like that. So yeah, I understand. He needs time to figure out that shit. Love the red. Hi, Mike. Welcome back. Do you teach boxing, and karate basics to kids? I did some classes before, not at this point, but I mean, I would do if I when I have. I see it a little bit this way. I would love to have some sort of gym of my own, not the one that I have to run. It's more like kind of runs the background, and I can come and just do the seminar. Like here, they do seminars. In the actually on Tuesday, this Tuesday, they're gonna have a very cool seminar here of the WBC Eurasia champion. I think he's from Russia, but it's quite a big thing, and there's gonna be a seminar. Okay, please don't spam. I'm gonna time you out. Hold up. I just gonna put you on the timeout. Here we are. Do you have a match fight planned in the near future? Not in the near future. I think I'm now getting on the full scale a strategic preparation that is going to build up my two factors. My endurance. I've been doing it a little bit, and my endurance is a little bit better, but I need more. I need the competitive endurance. That is the first thing. Chris is coaching me on strengths. That is the second thing. And the third thing was coach on and with the sparrings every Saturday night. Now that I'm gonna straight live stream with his permission, I'm gonna live stream everything. So I think it's gonna be super good. I'm gonna work on the strategy. He basically told me that I have technique, I know how to punch, I have speed and power, but I'm suffering. I don't have time. Why? Because I haven't sparred that much. If you see my journey, and he basically said everything that I have at my heart, and I feel that. And so he seems to be a perfect person who's going to help me to get there, to find the timing, to establish certain combos, certain elements that I just train till the automatic. So there's certain things you don't improvise and don't do instinctive. You train on certain things to make it instinctive, and you're like countering that way, with like reacting with certain combos, and you build it more like a chess game and the plan and the strategy. So there is a difference between if you just spar and just fight and the strategy. This is like that factor determines the levels of the boxing. So I'm looking forward to do that. And he told me if he sees like 5 6 months for me to prepare, and but I think I might still do fights before. I still might think that it might be before that. So stay tuned, guys. Um, Yoga helps increase power. Is it right? But still be different pattern. It might increase your strengths, but you need to learn how to create the power. If you want to do that in the combat sports, you need to do it a specific way. Then become a UFC fighter. I never trained for fighting my whole life. I'm 22 years old. I think Joe Jones started to do train at 21, but well, then I remember the guy was just blessed and a little bit sociopathic, so I don't think he really cares as much as like other regular people do. Um, but yeah, I think anything is possible. But you also gotta see you gotta do things, and then you see how it goes. So you adapt. All right, guys, but yeah, it was a very long stream, and I mean it's a little bit talking. I'm glad you being here and me being able to respond to you. But I'm gonna wrap it up now, and I'm gonna get ready to go home. But from the next week, as I said, I talked to Coach An, and he said no problem, just live stream our training, live stream the groups and sparring. So yeah, next week, I'll live stream all of it. Oh, so thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Have a good day and good night, depending where you're from. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here. Stay tuned, and I see you in the next one. Ciao.